Hey Tankers, it's Stalker 13R coming at you with another episode of Team Able, Team Anything But Last. So here you see a game. Stalker, why are you showing us this game? 2 kills, 57,000 silver, 2,000 experience. It's because this is the greatest game of World of Tanks that I have ever played because of the team play that happened. Now we've got 2 people that are platooned up, but none of the rest of us are platooned up. No one pings the map, no one's on the headset giving any commands, yet all of these players played effectively as a team, and that's what my channel is all about. It's bringing up that everyday game to where the team play is the showcase and not the individual Walter Radley medal or a Top Gun or any of these other kinds of things, or 10,000 damage by one guy. The other team that we were facing, even though this was a runaway win, they're good players, and that's rare in a runaway win. But our team play was so effective that that's really all they could get together. So hats off to them. Today was our day. And I'll give a couple of shout-outs to some players that I've seen on the battlefield before. But the MVP today is really going to be the STI driver, something 3D. Shout out to you. Because that player, was the perfect wing tanker to have, and really made this game what it is. So you want to stay consolidated in these short player games, whether it's 7 or 10. So we're just going to take the bottom corner. We're going to spawn in the bottom left-hand corner here, and we're just going to take the diagonal third of the bottom of this map. So we're going to have 1 tank in the town, 1 tank in this little gap in the ridge line. The bulk of our team is going to be on the ridge line, supporting, and then we're going to have 2 tanks that go north. And that's all you need out up there on the flanks, and you don't want to overextend. Don't overrun your support. So here I am, I'm in the M103. It's the tier 9 in this line, what they call the once great T110E5. My opinion is indeed once great, so that's why I'm in the tier 9 here today. I do have the 110E5, but I prefer this one. So I'm just going to move up. Now the 3 things that we want to do is gain map position effectively. I want to move up just short of where the position I want to end up in is because I'm fast, and then make sure that my team is set, that the overwatch is in place for where I hope they would be. And I'm going to give this STI time to get through the town so that when I actually get to my engagement area there, that we'll be able to act on that area at the same time. And that's where that team coordination strategy comes in. I'm not talking to this STI. Shout out to you. We're being map aware. We're looking at where the other tank is and going, okay, we're going to get these guys from 2 different angles over here on the right flank. And I'm going to give my team some time on the ridge line there, behind me and to my left, time to get into position before I actually act. If I start spotting those targets too soon, if I start attracting attention before they're ready, then I can get focus fired and get eliminated. Even though I bounced quite a few shots today, the armor on this tank is, at least in the stats, not all that it could be. But it's going to work for us today, so I don't know if that's lucky or good, but my guess would be lucky. So now again, I'm just kind of, waiting. Okay, are they set? Is the team distribution, the way that we want? What is the situation that's on the battlefield? Is it what I hope it will be? And yes. So I'm just going to give the STI down there on the bottom of the map, that heavy moving through town, a little time to get farther forward, so that when I move forward, just to these rocks up here to my 2 o'clock, that we'll be coming out at the same time. And they'll see one of us turn their turrets, and then the other one can fire into the flank of that armor and get that damage. So I'm going to start moving up that way, and I'm anticipating to be spotted because I'm moving and that ridge line isn't. There I'm spotted. I'm trying to keep a little bit of angle. Of course I look at him like a new guy, but I managed to bounce that shot. And here's a couple of more. This enemy team has moved up aggressively. So I have 3 spotted targets, and I already have 3 spotted targets hit. That is the team play that I talk about here on the channel. And that's what having this map position allows you to do. So now I've got 3 or 4 targets out here to the front. The STI should be appearing out of the town now, but I'm going to get a shot on this light tank, tracked it, and partner hit it. That's team play, folks, and that's why this game is being showcased. It's not that I did so awesome or, that the other team was terrible. They're in an aggressive position. They're moving on that flank. But we're in superior map position, and we're able to get at them from 2 different angles and have artillery come over the top. It pretty much freezes this TD that's in front of me in place. This guy's stuck in the OODA loop. You can Google that if you don't know what it is, but it's your decision-making process. The artillery's coming in. I've got tanks from 2 different directions. They have to evaluate and decide on all of this, and every time something happens, they have to go back through that process. Well, I'm not going to underestimate this medium tank. The position that they're in, if we go in for the higher-tiered target there, then this guy's going to be able to pick us apart. And I'm going to miss a shot there because I'm not awesome, but look at this. Oh, my teammate has already arrived on scene, and we're going to work this target together because that's what a team does. So now the second step, the first step was gain map position effectively. The second step is to eliminate these targets one at a time. Now I made the assessment that TD wasn't going to be aggressive and push up. I took a little look over my shoulder there. I've got a heavy tank moving up, but he's not out yet. So my partner and I finish this. Just as my partner's getting turned around on the incoming heavy, here I come. Oh, you thought you were chasing down 1, but you've got 2. Now I'm going to stay here exposed in front of this tank where I don't want to be, but I want to guarantee get that tracking hit, and there's the artillery. The team play is going. So I notice this medium's up on the hill. I can't fully circle this heavy, but I'm going to get at least some of my front armor to that medium, and then we're going to work this target together because it's the priority target. So I took my time to aim in there even though the side of my turret was exposed. I wanted to get that ammo rack, and I did. So we're going to finish this target off. Now this game's moving really fast, and you can see it's a runaway game. But, these guys moved up aggressively. They weren't making terrible plays. We just had superior map position and were able to come at them from multiple angles and be supported by our artillery. Now, a player on the enemy team here, Silver Fox, you've probably seen him if you play top tier, shout out to you, is going to try to bait us in. Now, the bait here is that we see a target and we drive right at what's in front of us instead of using our map position to our advantage. Because what that would do if we drove at that British whatever, the Cairnburn, if you're British, let me know in the comments. That's going to take me away from my wingman. That's going to take both of us down there. We're going to get there at different times and we're going to crest that ridge. And the targets that are undoubtedly behind it in that dead space are going to do a reverse slope defense and take us out as targets of opportunity. So I take a look over my shoulder. Is the rest of the team moving up because I'm on the terrain feature that they were support firing? Yes, they are. So I'm going to go ahead and get out here and make sure that they don't get shot while they're in the open. Unluckily, I bounced that shot. I'm not in a position to back out effectively, and if I back out too far, I know Silver Fox, seeing that we haven't fallen for the bait, is going to push forward and try to come around behind us and catch us in between and get some shots in the rear armor. So I lost quite a bit of health points there, but I felt like I was between the rock and the hard place. And look at that, it did indeed give my support element time to move up without getting shot moving across that open space, and we're going to be able to work this last target. Now this is why I record at 720p, because I have a maximum recording length, and I'm coming up on it right about now, and I'm going to have to splice in a separate clip. And even at that, I have 14 minutes maximum that I can record. My original clip here was actually longer than what you're seeing, but this is my maximum time, so at least you have a safety net that you only have to listen to my poor dialogue for so long. And now, the team play here is I'm going to push this Silver Fox up so that the barrel can't get to where my partner is in case they're on the reload. We're going to take out this last TD, and the team's going to put the win on the board. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope this frames for you what I'm talking about when I say I want to promote team play, I want everyone to have a positive environment and a positive experience, and the value of checking your mini-map and seeing where your friendly tankers are on the map, because that's going to give you the opportunity to act simultaneously like I did with the STI, to come at those enemies from two different angles at about the same time. Had I just gone forward into that position earlier on, they might have pushed into and through me and been right up on our support element and had that ridge between them and the STI, making that play ineffective. So if I would have moved too soon, then it all would have been for naught. So that's the value of checking your mini-map. Are your teammates doing what you think they're doing? And if they're not, then like I've said before, you need to react to what their plan is. So yeah, I'm just going to show some of the gun stats and some of the ammunition here in the background, and we're going to let the rest of this roll. But I hope that you can see in that gameplay that it wasn't my individual play that was so great, and it's not what I'm trying to showcase on the channel. It's that coordinated team effort. And when you get into those games with a smaller player list, 7 players or 10 players, just try to consolidate with your team and take a smaller portion of the map. Instead of trying to take the entire map, just take a corner of the map and then envelop the enemy from there as the opportunity presents itself. As you eliminate those targets, continue to close that net, immediately. If you sit around and give them time to get set, then they may be able to regain a position of advantage and turn the tide on you. So once you gain that momentum, keep the foot on the gas and keep it in the game. And as you can tell, I'm still really excited from that game. My adrenaline's up. I hope I haven't been shouting in your ear if you're wearing headphones. If you are, I apologize, but this is the game that keeps me coming back. And I hope it will show you the kind of game that I want you to have more often. And, it's really about working as a team, checking your mini-map, being aware of the situation around you, and not falling for those traps that are right in front of you and getting sucked into a bad position because you're being too aggressive. So you have to move smartly while you're moving forward. Don't let your tactics go out the window. Continue to move forward with your friendly tanks and take those targets out and then dominate that space that you've just won. Don't give them time to take it back by getting set and getting into a position and running away with you. So I'm getting a little hoarse. That's really all I have to say about this game. We'll let this last footage play out, and I really appreciate everybody watching. So if you want to see a particular tank showcase, let me know. Drop it in the note. And until then, I hope you have a great game every game. I'm Stalker13R.